I deserve to be happy, and I'm moving in with her, he said. My heart hurt worse than when I had my heart attack, watching him pull out of the driveway with his car full of stuff. I was shaking with tears running down my cheeks. He tried to hug me goodbye, which I was not having. I hope someday we can be friends. And he got in the car and pulled away. After all I had done for him, he didn't want me anymore. I wasn't good enough for him anymore. I walked inside. I opened the freezer for the ice cream. And then something strange happened. I've never been comfortable showing anger or even admitting that I have it. But for the first time ever, I really let myself be mad. Not just at John, but at myself. I spent so much time, 23 years with him, 20 as his wife, taking care of John and the kids, sacrificing everything for them. But what about me? What about my happiness? What about my needs? See, every time I had failed at losing weight and keeping it off, it had come down to 3 things. First, I just don't have the time to work out hours every day to get into shape. All the advice I'd gotten about weight loss had told me that I had to exercise every day, join some monthly club, or pay an expensive trainer. But I'm not rich. I don't have a maid and a nanny and somebody to cook dinner and somebody to magically pay the bills. I don't have time for that. And I don't know any other woman who does. Second, too many programs just wanted me to buy some specially formulated product made in China, full of ingredients I couldn't even pronounce, with no actual science to back them up. And third, I'd trusted somebody else to tell me what to do. Somebody who knew nothing about what it was like to be real. To be a real woman with real women's problems. With John gone, I decided to do something I had literally never done before. I decided to put myself first. For once, I was going to focus on my happiness. For once, I was going to make myself happy. I got to work like a woman possessed. Hours went by, days. I lost track of time. I read countless self-help books, most of them full of BS, buried myself in scientific papers on weight loss, and learned everything I could about how women's bodies work and the relationship between our hormones and our weight. All of it with one goal: to figure out a system that would work for regular, average women. Women like me. And women just like you. I almost gave up so many times. All that sorting through bogus research, made-up diet fads, pyramid schemes designed to sell you supplements that don't do 1/50th of what they promise. But then, one day, something clicked. I discovered the 3 rules that all my weight loss success and the success of thousands of other women are built on. After 2 months of research and solitude, my best girlfriends finally convinced me to go out. I didn't want to. I wanted to keep working. I'd built a whole system around my 3 rules and everything I'd learned in my research. A simple system even I could do without having to rely on willpower, without having to set a foot in the gym, without ever depriving myself. I didn't think I was ready. But my girlfriends convinced me that I did need to get out of the house. So I agreed to meet them for happy hour. And I figured I would put on my favorite dress because I always liked the way I looked in it, even when I was heavy. When it came time to get dressed, I realized it didn't fit. I looked like a little girl trying on her mom's clothes. My favorite shoes didn't fit either. Everything was too big. I couldn't believe it. Even my feet had gotten smaller. In a panic, I ran to the store to find something to wear and found myself trying on clothes I would have been petrified to look at myself in before I lost the weight. I think I made the salesperson's day. I wish I had a picture of the look on my friends' faces when I arrived at the restaurant. They were shocked, happy, jealous. They all gushed how I looked 10 years younger and how John would feel if he could see me then. While I was walking back to my car, a guy who must have been 8 or 9 years younger than me actually came over and asked me for a date. The first time that's happened since college. After drinks, my friend Katy sent me a text that shocked me. Katy has always been the pretty one in the group. She always had all the stories about guys chasing her and doing anything to be with her. I remember one time she ran off to Australia for the summer because this rich guy wanted to sweep her off her feet. We were in our 20s then, and I can't even tell you how much I wished I could be her that day. Like I said, she was at drinks, but she'd been so quiet the whole time. She'd gained a few pounds, like everybody does as we get older, but I guess it hit her hard. Katy, who was always so confident, sent me this. Help me. I know you don't want to tell anybody, but I need to know what you've been doing. Please. She came over the next day, and I showed her my lab, the spare bedroom in the basement where I'd set up my computer. The place Katy still jokingly called hallowed ground because of how that day changed her life. I used Katy as my lab rat. I sent her home with a printout of my whole system and told her to call me if she had questions. And every time she had a question, I made sure to go back and simplify things. And she had a lot of questions. Maybe it's because she could always get by on her looks, but